Okay, hello and welcome. This is kind of a video response to my own video that I posted about the brass band, and one of my regular commenters, person that leaves a comment, left a comment about the size of the brass band and how he thought it was a bit small. And you know, I just have no frame of reference because, you know, I haven't really taught at a United States school in a long time. And all the schools I went to when I was growing up were much bigger than my schools now. My two junior highs each have about 450 students. So, you know, that's about 150 kids per grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade. So we actually just had a ceremony at school. And this is kind of a booklet they make, and the students, the older students, the 9th graders, introduced their club to the brand new 7th graders who just started school last week. Basically kind of saying, hey, come join our club, you know, be in tennis, be in the art club, be in the brass band. And so they put out this information, and it's got a rundown of how many students are in the club, what it costs to join the club, kind of upcoming competitions they'll be participating in, etc. Obviously, when you're a 7th grader and you join a sport or something, oftentimes you kind of are relegated to sitting on the bench or, you know, fetching things for your senpai, your older students, and you kind of have to pay your dues. And then as you get older and ninensei and sannensei, you get to play more, etc. Unless you're just extremely talented at whatever it is you choose to partake in. And then some clubs are so big, like the brass band is a fairly large club at campus, so they have a band dedicated to just the beginners, the 7th graders, and then they have kind of the A team, the larger band for the older students. So I'm just going to run through real quick and tell you, basically the one thing in that video that I'm going to put this as a response to is you have to remember that was only the 9th graders and the 8th graders, because obviously the 7th graders are brand new and they haven't joined the club yet. So that brass band had about 39 students in it. It's just the way I shot it over their shoulders, you couldn't really see everyone very well, because remember, I can't show faces, so I couldn't pan around and show you all the students. But there was actually 39 kids playing that day in that video. So you know, that's a fair size. It's bigger than the brass band at my other junior high, which doesn't have as many students. So the combined total of students in the 9th grade and 8th grade at this school is 294. And of those 294, 278 are listed in these 13 clubs I'm going to mention. So that leaves 16 kids not in a club. Basically, that either means that they are the type of student in Japan that they talk about that doesn't come to school, or is in the counseling room, and so doesn't join in many activities at school, or they simply choose not to do a club. That's a choice. Not many of the students make that choice, obviously. Or they're in some kind of off-campus club, like we have a few students that swim. We don't have a swim team at school, but they're able to do that off-campus. We have one girl who does karate, so she does that at a dojo somewhere off-campus. I had a girl last year who took ballet very seriously. I have a girl at my other junior high who studies guitar with a private teacher. So these types of students aren't in school affiliated clubs. Okay, but here are the clubs really quick. Baseball, which of course is, you would think would be the most popular sport. My sink over there is making noise. But it's actually the second most popular sport for boys. 24 boys are in baseball this year. Now the numbers I'm going to tell you are just the 9th graders and the 8th graders currently in the club. New 7th graders will join soon and expand. And sometimes it's interesting to see the cost. They say it costs about $300 to be a baseball club member, for things like your shoes, your glove, your uniform, you know, your taisha uniform, etc. So that's interesting. Soccer is pretty much full. It has 40 boys. There's no tryouts or anything. Like, I wanted to be on the football team when I was in 9th grade. I had to try out, you know, and some kids make it and some kids don't. I don't think that really is the case here. They have enough room. If 22 boys, 7th graders want to be on the club, they'll let them join. But so soccer, not as expensive. Track and field has about 30 members, and track and field is co-ed, so about half boys, half girls. And one of the most expensive things on their little list here of things that it costs to be in the club is the like imprinted windbreaker that they get, the kind of jacket, 2.5 mons, so that's about $250. So there you go. Boys tennis, so together if you put the girls tennis and the boys tennis, that's the largest club at school. Just boys tennis is 28, and at this school we won the entire All Japan tournament last year, which is a huge deal, and they had a huge ceremony and it was in all the papers. So my boys from this junior high went, you know, to the Chugoku region, beat all the other teams, then went to beat everyone in Shimane, then the Chugoku region, and then All Japan in Tokyo, and beat every other team in Japan. So that was a big deal. Girls tennis, 23 members. So together that's what, 30, 40, 50, 51 kids play tennis at school. So that's a big thing. And the costs for that are things like the racket, your tennis shoes, not too bad, the uniform. Volleyball currently only has 14, which is a little low. But that's also not too expensive. They have a monthly fee of 500 yen that they have to pay. I don't know what that goes toward. I can't read all the kanji here. But they just won a championship too. When I went and cheered for them last week, they came in first place, so congrats to my girls. Gymnastics is a very small club here, and not all my schools have gymnastics. 6 students only in gymnastics, 1 boy and 5 girls. So kendo, you would think maybe be a little bit more popular, but you know, like I've said in previous videos, it's very hard, and you have to really have started before you get to junior high. But currently 19 students in kendo, 14 boys, 5 girls, and fairly expensive to be in kendo. They have a list here of $600 to $2,000, and I can't tell what it's for. I should ask. Maybe it's for all the equipment and everything. But anyway. Most of them have it before they get here. Judo has 14, 10 boys and 4 girls. The science club has 6 members, so that's a small club too, 5 boys and 1 girl. And the person in the comment mentioned, you know, is brass band popular? Yes, it's very popular, mostly among girls. Science and art are really the 2 clubs where you go if you're kind of nerdy. I don't want to say that necessarily, but it's kind of true. Those are the 2 clubs you kind of go if you don't really want to play a sport or sing or play an instrument. You know, your only other options are pretty much art or science. So the brass band has 39 total students, which is pretty big. 6 boys only. So, you know, the overwhelming majority is girls. And I assume that they'll probably get about 20 new students from the Ichinensei class. And of course the cost there, you know, just various things, but they don't have to buy their instrument. They get loaners from the school. Chorus club only has about 12 girls in it right now. It's girls only at this school. So they're hoping for more people. They only got 1 new student last year. So the other 11 girls in the club are all Sannensei. There's only 1 8th grader. Art has 23 students. Let's see, mostly girls, but you know, about 5 boys. So that's, you know, that's not too small. And those are the 13. So art, chorus, brass band, science, judo, kendo, volleyball, gymnastics, boys and girls tennis, track and field, soccer, and baseball. And so yeah, I think brass band is popular. But like I've said before, like, you can start out in brass band, but you kind of finally, as you get toward 9th grade, you have to start to be good at your instrument because they take their competitions and stuff very seriously. So, okay, that's a little bit of a rundown of the clubs at a Japanese junior high school. Thanks for watching. See ya.